morning. For Traders Exclusive, this is George Tkaczuk with RCM Wealth Advisors, reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Well, I'd like to talk about the equity markets. Equity markets have been correcting here for the last few weeks, and they're pretty much hanging on to life support. Basically, the Dow's straddling the 200-day moving average lines as the S&P 500. This morning, the NASDAQ is below that 200-day moving average. It was right above it coming into today, but so things are still a little shaky. Now, there's no telling this sell-off's going to continue or if we get a V-shaped recovery. There's still not enough information out in the market to make that judgment. We do see gold mining shares bouncing this morning. That's, again, kind of bad sign for equities in general. And some of the new staples, marijuana stocks, continue to do pretty well. Probably the big player in that space is CGC, Canopy Growth Company, so that's something you might want to take a look at. Now, one stock just want to talk about that's still hanging in there pretty good in the NASDAQ market is the Advanced Micro Devices. Its symbol is AMD. And the reason why we like it here, now this is not a trade recommendation, but just something to study when you see a market sell off and you're finding strength in certain stocks. Pretty much it corrected with the market. However, it bounced off its 65-day moving average and recaptured its 50-day moving average. Also, the thing we like about it, on August 27th, had a record volume day, traded about 323 million shares and closed at about 25.27. And AMD is holding that level right now, right where that record volume close was. And that's important. That tells us that's where institutions are buying when you see that kind of record volume. Also, in some undercuts, the 50-day bounces off its 65-day moving average, which is about 24.82. Tells us again that they're taking out the stops below that 50-day, bouncing off the 65-day, and there's still support, right? This morning, its stock's trading at about $26. So if you were to look at a stock like this, here's somewhere where you might play it. You always want to consult your financial advisor. However, all bets are off. If the stock falls below that 24.82 65-day moving average, pretty much tells us that it's going to correct with the rest of the market. So again, there's no telling which way the market's going to go. Markets are looking very weak. Again, it matters on your outlook. If you're a long-term investor, things are probably okay. You can hang in there. But if you're short-term investors, hopefully you've raised some cash by now and are being very careful about where you're putting your money in on the long side. But as always, let price and volume be your guide. This is George Tkaczuk, we're RCM Wealth Advisors, reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Have a good trading week, and we'll see what happens.